We have connected cities around the world and millions of people who inhabit them. We have worked together to overcome different challenges. We have shared experiences to inspire one another. We have made our ideas the core of our actions. Our shared goal remains the same, making food systems more sustainable, fair, safe, nutritious, inclusive and climate friendly. We are ready to face future challenges, committed to leaving no one behind. Cities and territories are the beating heart of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. They are striving to build inclusive climate action, sustainable urban development, social equity, poverty reduction and circular economy, able to optimise resources and reduce waste. These are issues concerning us all. It is only through shared commitments and efforts that we will achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Our journey began in Milan in 2015. Following many months of preparation, the city was ready to host the Universal Expo on Feeding the Planet, Energy for Life, and to welcome mayors from over 100 cities worldwide, gathered to sign the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact.
3, 2, 1, sign!
The first ever international agreement on sustainable urban food systems was born. A document setting forth 37 recommended actions to inspire mayors and policymakers to tackle food-related challenges at the urban level. Thirteen mayors from around the globe have been elected in the Milan Pact's steering committee. Their role is to lead a vibrant community of cities, ensuring the regional priorities and needs are fully represented. City-to-city exchange is at the core of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. Since 2016, signatory cities have been sharing best practices through the Milan Pact Awards, the most prestigious prize on urban food policy at international level. Year by year, we have been able to build the largest existing urban food policy library in the world. Thanks to the efforts of its secretariat, the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact is able to exploit this knowledge to offer a wide range of exchange activities, create occasions of dialogue during the regional and global fora, unlock funding opportunities and promote meaningful partnerships among its signatory cities. We are a network made by cities for cities. Together, we have the power to improve our food systems. Together, we can shape the global food agenda.
The Milan Urban Food Policy Pact is more than an international declaration.
In 2015, cities around the world united to face our food system challenges.
By signing the pact, we created a dynamic platform to share the best food policies.
Our collaboration has led to significant progress, but there is still a long way to go.
We as mayors feel the responsibility to take action.
And we know that the time to act is now.
We owe it to our citizens and their well-being.
Through our joint efforts, we have delivered invaluable knowledge from one another.
This has empowered us to make our cities more sustainable, inclusive and resilient.
Our journey is far from over, but together we can achieve so much more.
Local solutions for global food issues.
Join us in our mission to transform food systems for the better.
We are the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact.
Excellency, honorable vice mayors, ladies and gentlemen, friends from the other pavilion at the Expo Osaka, welcome to this session, School Meals as a Food Policy Catalyst in ASEAN Cities. I am Filippo Gavazzeni, head of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact Secretariat, and I am delighted to be your moderator today. This event is organized by the City of Milan that leads the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. As you have seen from the video that we have just shared, the Milan Pact is a thriving community of more than 320 mayors committed to transforming urban food systems. From school meals to the management of markets and wholesale markets to food aid, the management of the logistic of food in cities, urban and peri-urban agriculture. We have many issues that concerns our cities, and the Milan Pact Secretariat is keen to supporting them in advance towards our shared goals. So, as you might imagine, because you are here today, the main asset which has a tremendous impact on the food system is actually school meals. Through school meals, cities can achieve multiple objectives of the food system, and that's why we are keen to support, in particular, cities that want to scale up or advance their school meals programs. We are doing this with in cooperation with the World Food Programme under the School Meals Coalition. And we are also happy to have here the colleagues from the research consortium of the School Meal Coalition. We are also happy to receive the invaluable support of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, which together with us, we have been working to drive the change in many ASEAN cities. And we will, my colleagues will tell you more in a bit. So this panel is divided into 3 segments. The first one aims to setting the scenes on why cities and why school meals. And to this end, we have 2 exceptional guests, the Vice Mayor of Milan, Anna Scavuzzo, and also the Vice Mayor of Osaka, Mr. Toru Takahashi, that I would like to call on stage together with me with a round of applause. The second segment has the objective of sharing the successful successful implementation of the project, sharing experiences and knowledge on school meals program in ASEAN countries that we have conducted together with the ASEAN Secretariat with the support of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation and the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation. While the third sector, it will be a round table, and we would like to know from our core partners, namely the EU delegation to Japan, the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, and the ASEAN Development Bank, how we can drive the change together in the region in the next months. But before starting with the program, I would like to give the floor to our host today. So it's my great pleasure to welcome on stage Elena Sgarbi, Deputy Commissioner for Italy at the Expo 2025, for some welcoming remarks. The floor is yours.
Distinguished deputy mayors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, welcome to the Italy Pavilion. It is a great honor to open today in the Italian Pavilion a debate of critical importance, the role of school meals as a transformative lever in urban food policies. And this is for many different reasons. First of all, I think the topic we are tackling today is at the core of the general theme of this Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai, that is designing future societies for our lives. We really can't imagine a thriving society without tackling such an important issue that so much affects our lives in every part of the world. But the second, even though is connected to the first point, the second reason for which I am so glad to have you here today in our pavilion is the fact that this event today shows clearly how international expositions, even in the 21st centuries, are still pivotal for developing not only international relations and cooperations, but concrete results for people's lives. It's not a case that this initiative was born in 2015 in Milan on the occasion of the Expo Milan 2015. So this shows that legacies coming from international expositions, when we work hard together and cooperate towards a common goal, can be very, very effective. Deputy Mayor of Milan, Mrs. Cavuzzo, will later present the outcomes of the project, spreading experiences and knowledge on school meals programs in ASEAN cities. This initiative, led by the municipality of Milan and the ASEAN Secretariat, thanks to the support also of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, has provided capacity building to municipal officers in 29 cities across 8 ASEAN countries. Inspired by the Milan School Meals Program, 6 feasibility studies were carried out through Southeast Asia to either launch or enhance school meal programs, adapting Milan's successful approach to local contexts and needs. The initiative originates within the Italy-ASEAN Development Partnership, which has proved to be a cornerstone of the Italian strategy towards the Indo-Pacific, a macro region which is a key to global prosperity and stability, and at the same time is at the center of geopolitical confrontation and global economic challenges. Given the ASEAN centrality, we are committed to keep increasing our level of collaboration in all of the areas of the development partnership started in 2020. Today's session is also an opportunity to showcase a follow-up project and explore potential funding opportunities to support the implementation and scaling of this program across ASEAN cities. As a matter of fact, the importance of school meals extend well beyond simple nourishment. They are a strategic tool for advancing nutrition, health promotion, education, and the revitalization of local economies. This is particularly pressing considering that malnutrition still affects approximately 1 in 10 children in the ASEAN countries. With over half of the world's population now living in urban areas, a figure expected to exceed 70% by 2050, cities are no longer passive food consumers, but active managers of complex food systems. They must address challenges, including food insecurity, climate change, food waste reduction, peri-urban agricultural protection, the promotion of health, sustainable diets, and inequalities. Thus, urban food policies have become essential instruments of local governments and international cooperation. The Milan Urban Food Policy Pact provides cities with a political and operational framework to act collectively, share knowledge, and innovate. Today, the Pact is the world's largest network of cities committed to food policy innovation, encompassing over 300 cities and representing more than 500 million people. In conclusion, I would like to emphasize that school meals are far more than a social support mechanism. They are a pivotal strategy for sustainable urban development. Through continued collaboration and innovation, cities can lead the way in creating equitable, resilient, and sustainable food systems for their communities. And I can't emphasize enough how proud I am today to host this wonderful event and together be part of such a wonderful initiative. Thank you so much for your attention, and really I leave the floor to the main protagonists of the event. Thank you again for being here.
Thank you very much, Deputy Commissioner, for your welcoming remarks and also for your inspiring words. That you got exactly the spirit of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. Thank you very much. Now, we start with the first segment, and this first segment, as I mentioned, has the aim of setting the scene on why cities and why school meals, because they are a key lever for reaching the political objective of our mayors. So we will hear two outstanding examples of school meals program from the city of Milan and from the city of Osaka. The two cities, let me mention this, are bound by a sister city agreement since 1981 and with very advanced school meals program. So I am now delighted to give the floor to the Vice Mayor Anna Scavuzzo, in charge of the food policy of Milan, who will present the Milan model.
Good morning to all of us. Thank you to all the people that work for this activity today, also from the backstage. Thank you for being here. Thank you to Her Excellency Ellen Gasgabi. Thanks for your warm welcome, not formal. And I'm very inspired by your words and by the warm words you use, because for us now to be here in the Italian Pavilion is an honor and a very important milestone in our path towards the future. Here we have an overview of Italian culture, of our creativity, of our genius that was useful in the past to face challenges, and I hope that could be useful also for the future, together with the genius of every city represented here by each of us. Honorable Deputy Mayor Takahashi, I think now we can be friends, not just Vice Mayor, also because in this year we have more than one chance to work together, and it's a pleasure to be together, not to host, but to be here together also in Expo Osaka 2025. The sistership between our cities means friendship, but also cooperation and collaboration. 44 years of a collaboration is a sort of wedding, longer than a common wedding. And I think that also we have to look at the future in the same direction and with the same spirit. Dear colleagues, dear partners, I am very happy to be here, very honored to be here in my charge, in my activity of Vice Mayor of Milan, in charge of food policy and also in charge of education. Both this side of my duty are very important today, and I will spend some words to underline these aspects. This marks, as Filippo Gavazzini says, marks a tremendous opportunity. He uses these words, tremendous opportunity for the Milan Pact, because this is the first and foremost commitments of mayors working on urban food system and transformation, and to be here in a Expo, exactly as Mrs. Garbi said, is very important because the legacy is a very important issue for us, for each of us, since then. And so we saw also in the video, the Milan Pact was launched exactly 10 years ago in the content in that Expo that has as a claim, feeding the planet energy for life, feeding the planet energy for life. And to face the future, we need to feed our future, but also we need energy. And our energy is also in the cooperation we can build together. The Milan Pact nowadays counts more than 320 cities. We began in 2015 with 100. Nowadays, we are a bigger community, protagonists each city, one by one. It's not something that every city has to do in the same way, but we can build up this network with our own individuality. I couldn't think a better place so to celebrate this milestone, to stimulate the dialogue, as we said, on this fundamental theme, school meals programs, schools, food, children, future. I think that's very important to focus attention on something that's a synthesis of our effort for the future. And I'm here in my capacity, as I said, of Deputy for Education, overseeing the complex yet interesting system of the school meal program in Milan and in every country, in every city. Similarly to Osaka, and we saw also in the presentation of my friend, public school meals are central for a political agenda of a city, with the school meal service in Milan a main driver for achieving the goal of the Milan food policy and for the food policy of each city. I'd like to thank once again Vice Mayor Takahashi also for the hospitality I received in the schools, kindergartens, nurseries, and school canteens I visited here in Osaka in the last few days, and inspiring experiences and also an useful sharing of good practices. In cities, we are very pragmatical. We need to see, to visit, to feel life in a framework that is global, but needs to act local, child by child. In Milan, our school meal service is managed by a municipal agency called Milano Ristorazione. You can see the map. We control the entire cycle of each school meal. The company daily produces 83,000 meals, thanks to its 24 kitchen centers around the world and more than 79 internal kitchens in kindergartens. Each city has its own dimension. This is ours. For us, it's a huge effort. I know that we have bigger cities, but also smaller cities, but each city has its own system, and it's very complex, independent on the dimension. We provide annually 15 million meals to all children of public schools in Milan, a very important responsibility. And in the map, you can see an overview of all the different infrastructure involved in the system spread throughout the city, including kitchens and canteens. A city in the city, a network of food in the network of the city. We all know that by designing sustainable and healthy meals, we can ensure concrete transformation change towards healthier consumption patterns and more sustainable food systems. We strive to achieve this goal through diverse approach. First of all, procurement practices. By setting ambitious procurement criteria for the food consumed in schools, we work on improving the equity, sustainability, and well-being of our community. The offers from our food suppliers are selected following a set of technical qualitative standards, including, among others, environmental criteria, organic, short supply chains, social aspects, and educational programs, and also a very powerful from an economical point of view. It's not so small, this responsibility. We place great attention on environmental, social, and sustainability values, and because of these environmental, social, and sustainability values, the second point is local supply chain. We have, for example, 18 food products in our school canteens that are provided by local food producers in a range of 7 kilometers from the city of Milan. And together with the agency, Milano Ristorazione, we developed the rice short supply chains, for instance, that involves farmers in the city of Milan for the supply of 240,000 kilos of rice per year. In a city like Osaka, it's a small amount, but for Milan, it's a very important quantity. We also have a focus on organic food through the replacement of conventional products with organic and whole food options. And in 2023, this is very important for us, we reached the target of almost 60% of organic food served at school. And with these approaches in mind, the city of Milan has been working hard also to reduce CO2 equivalent emissions in its school canteens in partnership with the World Resource Institute. Back in 2015, we joined the Cool Food Pledge initiative to work in this direction. And as the result, the city of Milan has achieved in 2022 a reduction of more than 35% of the total food-related CO2 equivalent emission in the menus, largely exceeding the set target. A sustainability effort very important that is in the hand of each city. And to reach this reduction, we have adopted our own action plan consisting of a gradual shift towards more plant-based options in our menus. We have implemented a massive reduction of red meat and animal-based foods while exploiting new plant-based recipes such as legumes cakes, and we have increased the offer of legumes, tubers, and other plant-based proteins. And we have introduced a set of new recipes. We spoke about this also in the last day in the school. And just an example, thinking about Italian culture and the relationship between Italy and its food, soy and tomato sauce instead of tomato sauce with beef in the first course at school, a sort of revolution. But also this new ragu, even Italian children appreciated. So it's a step. We have a lot of things to mix up together, but I think that with a small amount of change, we can reach very significant goal. These shifts come not alone. We propose also a series of activities addressing both students and their families, because the third pillar is food education for children and for the community, through children, through schools, to reach families and the whole communities. The educational component is a great ingredient, and speaking about food is a funny word, but precise, of our school meals program in Milan. And it's very important for us because we had the chance to reach teachers and the entire community in this way. Just a moment. The last conclusion. Education materials, like the booklets that you can see on the screen, are very important, but they must be together with a wide range of activities, such as meeting between children, families, cooks, teachers, food educational laboratories, field visit, distribution of doggy bags for food still fit for consumption. Everything must pass through experience, not just by studying. It's important to study, but you have to feel the importance and the value of food with an experience. And creativity is at work also with our pedagogists. To conclude, we are very proud to say that we have welcomed over 60 delegations from around the world committed to exchanges, views, and experiences around school meals programs within the framework of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. Each city shapes its own school meal program. It has a direct impact on the health and the well-being of citizens and on the sustainability of the food system. The Milan Pact is supporting mayors, citizens, communities, and all the signatory cities in improving school meals programs and in their ways awareness. I hope we can go on working on these issues also in October in Milan for the Global Forum of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact, building on a decade of joint success, envisioning the future of urban food system. This is the claim, and I think that also the experiences here in Expo Osaka 2025 will be very precious for all the cities of Milan Pact. Through school meals, cities can shape the future of our planet, and thank you for everything we can do now, but also for what we are going to do also in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vice Mayor, for explaining and presenting us the Milan model. So the Vice Mayor of Osaka will deliver his speech in Japanese. So I kindly invite the audience to use the headset provided for the simultaneous translation and select the channel number 2. So in the meantime, the interpreter is taking her position, and thank you very much also to the work of the interpreter. Let me just share that you can download this report, the School Meals, the Transformative Potential of Urban Food System, which gathers many examples from all around the world on how cities in different ways, as the Vice Mayor just said, are shaping the school meals. And this report has been conducted together with the Italian Agency of Development and Cooperation. So if the interpreter, okay, perfect, so it's ready. It's my great pleasure then to give the floor to the Vice Mayor of Osaka, Mr. Toru Takahashi, for presenting the very interesting Osaka models. Thank you.
Ciao a tutti, piacere. Thank you for the introduction.
Piacere.
I'm Takahashi, Vice Mayor for City of Osaka. Today I'm very honored to be here, and I'm very pleased to join this great program. I think my English is very good, but my Japanese or Osakan dialect is more intelligent, so please allow me to say in Japanese from now. 改めまして紹介いただきました大阪市副市長高橋でございます。ミラノ市と大阪市は1981年に姉妹都市となって以来、経済、文化などの分野で活発に交流してまいりました。講演されました塚ボツォ副市長とは2022年大阪ミラノ姉妹都市定期40周年でミラノでお会いし、本日またここで一緒に講演できることを非常に光栄に思っております。本日のテーマであります学校給食はミラノ市でも重点的に取り組まれている分野で、各国市長によるミラノ都市食料政策協定 MUFPP の宣言以降、2015年ミラノ万博のレガシーとして継続されているとお伺いしております。今回、この万博会場で大阪市の学校給食への取り組みをご紹介し、ミラノとの交流が含まれること、大変嬉しく思っております。Next, please. まず大阪市立学校における学校給食の説明の前に、少し大阪市のご紹介させていただきます。大阪市は大阪府のほぼ中央に位置しております。人口約280万人、また大阪市立学校数は約400校ございます。約16万人の子どもたちが通学しております。Next, please. 学校給食は、学校給食法に基づき、児童生徒の心身の健全な育成に資するものとして、学校教育活動の一環として実施されておりまして、食に関する指導を効果的に進めるための重要な教材として、また、給食の時間はもとより、各教科や総合的な学習の時間、あるいは特別時間等において活用されております。学校給食は、1日に必要な栄養素の約3分の1が摂取できますように、バランスの良い 献立を提供しております。また、命をいただくこと、食事を準備していただいた方への感謝の気持ちを表す、いただきます、ごちそうさまといった日本的なマナーも給食を通じて学んでもらっております。児童生徒の健康の保持増進を図ることだけでなく、学校給食を通じ、望ましい食習慣や社交性、社会性を養うこと、食事の大切さ、感謝の心を持つことなどを目標にしております。大阪市では、大阪市立学校に通います児童生徒に、年間200日程度、学校給食を提供しております。1日当たりの食数は、教職員も加えまして約18万食で、そのすべてを学校の給食室で調理しております。小学校のすべてに給食室は設置されておりますけれども、中学校の約8割の学校には給食室がございません。このため、給食室がある学校で調理した給食を給食室がない学校に運んで提供する親子方式というシステムを採用しております。また、給食調理は徹底した衛生管理、安全管理のもと実施されております。給食の献立は、全市で同一の献立となっております。週3回のお米、週2回のパンとなる主食、1日3品となるおかず、ミルクから構成される完全給食を小中学校とも実施しております。2025年度より、すべてのパンにイヌリンを配合することにより、さらなる減塩に取り組んでおります。また、使用される食材は、安全で良質かつ安定的な必要量の確保が求められますことから、大阪市学校給食協会などの委託業者を通じて一括購入しております。これにより、食材の安定供給が可能となるとともに、スケールメリットを生み出すことで、給食食材費の抑制にもつなげております。安全管理上の24区を4つのブロックに分け、ブロックごとに献立の提供の順番を入れ替え実施することで、食材不調などのリスクを分散しております。どの区の学校でも1ヶ月の中で同じ献立を喫食できるように取り組まれております。献立は1ヶ月単位で作成していますが、月内でブロックごとに提供日を変えております。ブロックごとで献立を変えることで、食材にトラブルが生じた場合のリスク低減を図っております。また、1日に18万食の調達が困難な食材であっても、4分の1の4.5万食となりますと、調達が可能となってまいります。大阪市では、2020年度より新型コロナウイルス感染症の拡大を踏まえ、保護者の経済的負担軽減等の観点から、臨時的な措置として、学校給食費の無償化を実施してまいりました。また、2023年度からは、義務教育の無償の趣旨を踏まえ、学校における食育の生きた教材であり、全市統一の献立により実施しているこの学校給食を、全員全額無償を本格実施しております。旬の食材を使用した季節感のある献立、伝統行事にちなんだ献立など、学校保護者の代表者の意見を踏まえ、多様な献立を提供しております。春の献立であれば、エンドウ豆を使用したもの、秋であれば、さつまいもを取り入れるなどを考えております。伝統行事にちなんだ献立としては、正月に食べられるおせち料理に用いられますごまめやお雑煮を取り入れたり、2月3日の節分行事で食べられるイワシを取り入れたりしております。毎年、おいしいよ、アイデアいっぱい、健康メニュー、これをテーマに、小学校の5年生、6年生、中学生を対象にした学校給食献立コンクール、これを実施しております。最優秀賞、優秀賞の作品は実際の献立に採用しております。大阪市は他の自治体と比較して農作地が少ない地域でありますけれども、地場産物への理解と生産する人々への感謝の気持ちを育むため、大阪市なにわの伝統野菜などの提供も行っております。大阪市の学校給食では、 学校の食事や食文化等を取り入れた献立も登場しております。2016年当時のことになりますけれども、大阪ミラノ姉妹都市提携35周年を記念しまして、ミラノ給食デーを開催いたしまして、ミラノ風カツレツやミネステローネを提供したことがございました。また、大阪・関西万博の開催期間の4月から10月に登場する献立と、関係の深い国を紹介する取り組みも行っております。4月には、フランスに関する献立として、じゃがいものミートグラタン。5月には、ミラノ給食デーでも提供しました、イタリアに関する献立として、ミネステローネを。7月には、スペインに関する献立として、押し麦のチキンパエリア、これを紹介しております。本市のホームページに学校の食材が収められてからの調理、提供までの YouTube を提供しております。なにわの伝統野菜を使用した学校給食についても掲載しておりますので、合わせてご覧いただけたらと思っております。これからも大阪市では学校給食の実施により、児童・生徒に栄養のバランスの取れた食事を提供し、健康の増進、体位の向上を図るとともに、学校における食育を推進してまいります。最後に、学校給食を通じて、子どもたちが健全な心と体を養い、未来や国際社会に向かって羽ばくことができるよう、今後も安全安心でおいしい給食を届けてまいります。ご清聴ありがとうございます。グラッツェミレ。
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vice Mayor Takahashi, for presenting your excellent school meals program. And also, as the Vice Mayor just said, let me share with the whole audience that we took the opportunity of these days to visit some schools and kindergarten in Osaka, and they were outstanding. So thank you very much also to the colleagues that arranged this. We really hope that Milan and Osaka will continue to cooperate to improve their school meals program also in the future. So thanks to their outstanding examples, we are aware on how cities through school meals can achieve multiple objectives of the food systems. Securing, of course, healthy and nutritious meals every day, foster local supply chain, enhance food education and behavioral changes, and reducing food-related emissions. Thank you again for joining the session, and please give them a big round of applause. Thank you very much to both of you. So, aware of this transformative potential of school meals, and also thanks to the extensive knowledge acquired by Milano Ristorazione, the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact decided to take action and support mayors in ASEAN countries committed to improving school meals. So we did this with the ASEAN Secretariat and with the support of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. But to know more about the results of this project and this cooperation in ASEAN, let me welcome on stage Serena Duraccio, officer of the Milan Pact Secretariat, which is overseeing the activities in Asia Pacific, and Mr. Giorgio Mariani, who designer and procurement chief, technical service department of Milano Ristorazione. They will tell us more about the outstanding results of the project, spreading experiences and knowledge and on school meals programs in ASEAN cities. And let me immediately give the floor to Serena Duraccio, so she will tell you more.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here today. This project is the reason we are here today, and I hope you will find interesting the activities that we have carried out. So So, well, this project was, as previously mentioned, supported by the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Development, developed together with the ASEAN. The main aim of the project is to increase the knowledge of city officers on school meals programs and support them in improving, or in some cases even starting the school meals programs. We developed this project together with a wide range of partners, and we have here today with us some of them, and also from our colleague from Milano Ristorazione, you will hear the support that we had from our public agency. So I will just now give you a bit of an in-depth overview of the project. No, it's fine. So we launched this project last year, and you can see in the slide an overview. So we had a preliminary phase where we gathered data about the status of school meals program in ASEAN cities, trying to understand what was the level of development according to the different countries. And then we had a first, I would say, key moment of this project, which was a summer school, so a training week that we had last year in Bandung, in Indonesia, that was meant for city officers to gain knowledge and really have an hands-on training week on school meals programs and how they work and what are like the ingredients that are needed to have a well-structured program. This I will show you shortly how it was composed, but basically this led to a project work that cities had to develop, kind of a homework they had to do back once they were back at home, and then an advisory committee evaluated this project work and understood the ones that were the most promising, and so the ones we would keep on working on. And then we selected 6 cities that were awarded, and I will show you now face by face what this meant. So, as I was mentioning, we had this summer school that involved 29 cities from 8 ASEAN member states, and here on the slides you can see like the good representation that we had from all ASEAN countries, and I'm happy to have also here representative from the different pavilion from ASEAN countries and from the ASEAN pavilion itself. So all these cities gather in Bandung to have this hands-on experience. And basically what it was a 4 days training. We had some session, like we had some session with covering different topics. For example, talking about procurement, talking about designing of school meals, talking about the financial aspect of the school meal program. So we really tried to cover everything, and so we had some, let's say, kind of lessons from our experts coming from the WHO, the WFP, so many partners, as I was mentioning before, but then we had also some interactive session. So here you can see some pictures from the plenary session that we had for the officers, and then we had also some interactive sessions. So basically, we tried to, once we cover a specific topic, we tried to also give to city officers the possibility to try and think about their school meal program. So try and reflect what they have learned in the morning, in the afternoon they would do some kind of homework, let's say, and try to understand what, on which aspect they would like to improve. And so you can see here some of the pictures coming from our summer school. And then, last but not least, we had also a very important moment, an advocacy moment for our cities, where basically they gather a set of recommendations and suggestions that was brought to the attention of the ASEAN Health Minister in Lao PDR last year, but also to the attention of international organizations, highlighting how much cities are important, are a key player in the development of school meals program, and how much is important that their voice is heard. So this basically was the end of the summer school, and then, as I was mentioning, once the summer school ended, cities had to basically go back home and try and study and work on all the different exercises they had the chance to do during the summer school, and they had to produce a project work, basically a project that they would like to implement in their context. So we gathered all this project work, and also this was possible thanks to some useful materials coming from one of our highlight of one of our key projects that you can see here on the screen, an Horizon project that we as City of Milan manage. We use all the tools, and based on these tools, cities develop this project work. Once this project work were developed, we gather all this project work, and then an advisory committee assessed the project work and identified 6 cities that were awarded. Basically, and here you can see on the screen, the cities were awarded with a study visit in Milan. I will not go in depth on these, as my colleague Giorgio will do so, but basically cities were identified, and a study visit was organized in Milan, where cities had the chance to really have an in-depth understanding of the Milan school meal program, but of course not only this, but we had also the support from Milano Ristorazione, the engineers of Milano Ristorazione, we are a public-owned company, that supported the cities in a development or some feasibility studies for them to improve or start their school meal program. I will finish here because I will now, Giorgio will now follow up on that and will give you an in-depth description of the school meals, of the feasibility studies and the study visit. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Serena, for presenting the project supported by Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, and in particular the summer school, which was a very key moment. And because of that, I would kindly ask our colleagues to play the video that will tell in a minute what the summer school in Bandung was.
School meals programs are essential for improving student nutrition, supporting local agriculture, and promoting community health.
It's my great pleasure to open this Milan Urban Food Policy Pact and ASEAN Summer School.
As we gather here today, we stand united by a shared vision for the future for our children and our communities,
who have come together to make this important initiative.
Very proud that this project is conducted in partnership with ASEAN, contributing to achieve the goals of the Italy-ASEAN Development Partnership.
We are very happy today to welcome 5 new cities. Over 4 days, the summer school gathered 80 attendees from 29 cities in 8 ASEAN member states, discussing how to scale up school meals programs for sustainable transformation of urban food systems. Throughout the 8th session, participants had the chance to explore different aspects, ranging from nutrition to procurement, from monitoring to education, from food safety to budgeting. Presentations from international experts were complemented by interactive sessions based on scientific tools to structure robust and innovative policy proposals.
On behalf of the delegates of ASEAN member states and the ASEAN Secretariat, we appreciate for the successful conduct of the summer school, to the partners, to the hosts, to the speakers, as well as to other stakeholders of the summer school.
So this summer school took place exactly 1 year ago. Let me now give the floor to Giorgio Mariani, who will present you the technical assistance that Milano Ristorazione provided to the selected cities. Giorgio, the floor is yours.
Hello, everybody. And as Serena mentioned before, we awarded with 6 cities that brought on their proposal for projects that were interested in developing or enhancing. So the cities were Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Hoi An, Bandung, Denpasar, and Semarang, which had some different issues they wanted to tackle. And Chiang Mai and Hoi An had a very specific focuses. Chiang Mai had a focus on food education, while Hoi An was more keen on food education, while Bangkok, Bandung, Denpasar, and Semarang were focused on a whole-around project involving both food education, food safety, and the actual production and implementation of food production. So Bangkok has a decades-long tradition of food meals, so they were more established, and we just wanted to scale up the model they already had, while Indonesia had just kicked off a very ambitious program of 3 school meals, so they wanted to develop from the very start this program. So the study visits that they conducted was divided in 3 main fields that were ordinary sessions like this one, so very theoretical, and some field visits, both in our production sites and both from our suppliers chains, and the workshop that was the basis from the feasibility studies that we later worked on. Is it not working? Okay. So we just had we showed them around because, as Vice Mayor previously said, in Milan we have a very proud chances of having our own suppliers from within the city borders, which is very important, and we will later see why that is extremely useful for the school project. So the first day of the visits had the most ceremonial part with a welcoming delegation in the municipal building and the main introductions with the authorities and the main focus on the studies. When we went on to visit a medium-scale kitchen that we have in Milan. This was newly renewed, so it was kind of a good example also because this had just the medium size that was the focus of the interest of the cities applying. Then we moved on to one of the new school canteens that we have, and in our cases, the school canteen is not just a place where children eat the meal, but we turn them into an educational facility, because in our school canteens, we don't only serve the meal, but we also display various informations about the meals that they are actually eating and where they come from, what are the raw materials used, and how they are processed, so that the children may be more fully informed and conscious of what they are eating. And on the second days, they had field visits on the actual suppliers that we have. These farms are in the outskirts of Milan, so they are like very, very close suppliers. Then the workshop session actually started. We discussed what we saw in the morning and the previous day and what we are going to work on. And on the third day, we visited our second largest kitchen. So this is like something that was to show them the potential of food production should they wish to enhance even more the project. And then there was a visit to a dedicated educational facilities specifically focused on food education. And they were really happy to visit this one. So moving on, after the study visit concluded and the delegation went back home, and as soon as they did their homeworks, we were able to complete the feasibility studies for all the 6 cities, and they were handed to them last month. So these are the studies that are kind of thick documents, and now we will dive deeper into the ones of Bangkok, Bandung, Denpasar, and Semang, which are the most wholesome, since Hoi An and Chiang Mai were just focused on just one aspect, so we found it more interesting to show you the most complete versions. So, as I said, Bangkok already had a history of public school meals, and so we just focused on the districts that wish to enhance by creating a larger central kitchen. And these are the districts in central Bangkok that proved most suitable to pursue this goal. While in Indonesia, the cities of Bandung, Semang, and Denpasar, they could rely on the central government blueprint for the central kitchen, and we kind of revised it and enhanced it with what, from our experience, was more useful for a more complete process. And while in Bandung and Semarang, the land plot available was sufficient to host the standard kitchen. In Denpasar, we had to kind of scale it down to fit an existing building. But as you will see, the structure of the kitchen is the same. And it is like this. So the most important point while planning a kitchen for, in this case, school meals, but also for a restaurant, is the so-called march forward system. It means that everything starts from one point and ends at the opposite point, so that there is never a crossing in fluxes. So from the raw materials that are, let's say, dirt, since they are not cleaned, not processed, they just move on, and with each step of processing and cleaning, they never go back, so that there is never a risk of contamination from processed and clean food to raw materials. So you have a separate entrance for the personnel who can change from the streetwear into the working wear, so that nothing that comes from the street that may be dirty or polluted may enter the kitchen. A separate dedicated entrance for raw materials with a specific checkpoint for all of the quality checks that are needed upon receiving the raw materials. Then there is storage, controlled temperature rooms, and room temperature food. Then the actual cooking area, a shipping area for, since, as we said, these are central kitchens, so of course, as in the Osaka case that was explained before, all of the schools that do not have their own kitchen have meals shipped from the central kitchen. And then another room for cleaning both the cookwares used in the kitchen and both all the trays used for shipping and delivering the meals in the other schools. Then in the study, we also calculated what are, given the menus that we were wishing to produce, we calculated how much raw materials they needed, and we kind of mix it with the producing capacity of a neighboring area, so that we were able to tell how much the kitchen could rely on local sourced food. This is very important because this means using local work and helping the local economy. And using local foods also means that the food produced is more linked with a local tradition, and also helps the kids to be more conscious of the city and the culture they live in. And this is the whole list. Quantity is a bit small, but the whole list of safety checks that we conduct within the kitchen. So first of all is, of course, the quality checks on raw materials coming in. So you have to check that it's actually what you order for, that it is in good shape, that it is clean and such. Then you have all of the checks within the kitchen. So checks on cooking processes, check on the facilities and appliances you are using. You have to be sure that they are in good shape and they are fully maintained. And check is on the shipping process. And then we also have some checks within the school canteens, so that we have to make sure that the meals that, when shipped from the kitchen in good state, were delivered as well in good state, so that nothing bad happened during the shipping process. And with this, we wrap it up. It was actually a really great chance to also learn something from our culture, because, of course, the meals that we provide in Milan share lots of things in common with the Asian parts. So we all focus on fresh and good foods, but of course the recipes are different, as you may know. So thanks for listening, and thanks again for coming.
Thank you very much to both of you. Indeed, that was quite a very important part, receiving all the delegation to Milan and prepare the feasibility studies. So thank you very much to the Milan Pact Secretariat and the Milano Ristorazione for providing technical assistance. And I would like now to wrap up this segment by presenting an upcoming activities for signatory cities. Let's give to our speakers a round of applause while our colleagues will prepare the floor for the next segment. Thank you. So, as you can imagine, the 6 cities that were awarded with the feasibility studies are really eager to implement what the technical assistance that the City of Milan and Milano Ristorazione provided to them. That's why, in agreement with the ASEAN Secretariat and with the invaluable support of the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, we decided to write a new project which has the aim of scouting funding opportunities such as venture capitalists, development banks, international organizations, and also the involvement of the private sector entities to provide the capitals for the implementation of the feasibility studies that were conducted, because let's say that those feasibility studies are immediately implementable, as George said. The cities have already identified the buildings that can tomorrow host potentially the kitchen centers to provide healthy and delicious meals to their students. So the next project that it's a pleasure to anticipate to this audience has also the aim of advocating towards the international organization about the role of cities and school meals program. That's why also we were involved in activities, in these activities, in shaping the priorities of the next Health Development Agenda 2026-2030 of the ASEAN by stressing the importance with by adding key targets on school meals and cities. So this leads me to the next segment of this session that has the aim to understand with the key partners of the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact how we can join forces in the region and achieve our objective sooner. So let me now invite on stage our honorable speakers today. Let me call, first of all, Cesar Moreno, Program Manager of the Foreign Policy Instrument of the Delegation of the European Union to Japan. Welcome. Marika Nomura, Senior Advisor of the JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. Luca Sartorelli, Coordinator, Infrastructure, Work and Health of the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation. Takeshi Ueda, Director for Agriculture, Food, Nature and Rural Development of the ASEAN Development Bank. And Emiko Masaki, Principal Health Specialist of the ASEAN Development Bank. Thank you so much for joining us today. So let me now start with this segment by asking to Mr. Cesar Moreno about the IURC, which is a funded program of the European Commission aimed at consolidating the decentralized international urban cooperation on sustainable development. And of course, as we have heard today, food is a key element for the sustainable development of growing cities. So since 2021, we have been working through the IURC to foster capacity building, which is a key element that cities need, let's say, in the region, in the ASEAN region. So could you please share to the audience the key highlights of our joint activity in the last IURC program?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much to the Italian Pavilion and the City of Milan to invite me here today in this very important and relevant event. First of all, you can see here this picture that was taken a couple of months ago in May at the EU Pavilion here at Osaka. That was the kickoff meeting of the new edition of the International Urban and Regional Cooperation. And we had also the pleasure to have a representative from the City of Milan. I think it's Marco Mazzotti is there on the picture. Well, so my name is Cesar Moreno. I work here in the European Union delegation based in Tokyo. And I'm representing here this project, funded by the European Commission. The most important thing to know, let me go very briefly, to give you an overview of this project, is that, as you know, in Europe, so in the European Union, we have plenty of different models of regions and cities. So we have a lot of experiences, very valuable experiences to share at the international level. So this is exactly the objective of this project, of this program, to share with the rest of the world our experiences in social and economic development from the point of view of the regions and the cities. This project has been going on for quite a few years now. It started in 2017, and it's translating into cooperation the mandate of our Directorate General for Urban and Regional Policies, which is called DG Regio. And it's very interesting to notice that the aim of DG Regio, which is to support the economic and social development of regions and cities of the European Union, we're trying to share all this knowledge to go with our internal policies, to go out to the world and try to share all our experiences with the rest of the areas of the cities and regions in the world. So that goes for job creation, business competitiveness, economic growth, sustainable development. All in all, the ultimate goal is to improve the citizens' quality of life. Just a very, very quick overview of the areas in which we've been working so far. So this is a worldwide experience. So we have a lot of interest in Asia and Australasia, as you can see, with the participation of 30 cities and 14 regions. And also very remarkable that in Europe you have 50 cities and 28 regions. So that gives you an overview of the importance and the scope of our project. Just now focusing on Japan, you will see here the cities which have been participating so far on the different editions of the IURC, and also the cities in Europe and in Japan. So you can see that we have quite a very interesting bunch of cities, both in Japan and also in Europe, with a very nice representation of the different regions, both in Europe and in Japan again. We're just working in different topics. Basically, I won't go one by one, of course, but this is very graphic for you to know which cities, both in Europe and in Japan, and which are the main topics that we've been working together. And if I can group a little bit, so we have like three big topics: environment, energy, climate change adaptation. Then we have also innovation, and of course, urban planning, mobility, and so on and so forth. This is because we have cooperation with cities and also cooperation with regions. So this is an overview of the regions. So we have Emilia-Romagna has been participating very actively from Italy, but we also have, from Spain, from France, and Slovenia. So far, not a lot of regions because this is a relatively new project that started like only 4 or 5 years ago. So we are still on the move with Japan on that. Very, very quickly, this is the areas that we've been working both with regions and cities. Very interesting to notice that we have food systems. This is, rounded there. So this is a point of interest. Also with the city of Milan. Of course, I will go. Further on. In the next slide. What exactly we've been doing with Milan so far. So we've been supporting this very interesting initiative of the city of Milan, the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact. Along the last years, thanks to the IRC. I would say EU support to Milan, but more exactly, I would say EU coordination, cooperation with the city of Milan, because it's been, a cooperation, a real cooperation. So we've been doing, for example, here, supporting some of the main activities in which the city of Milan has been involved with cities in Asia, Bangkok, Singapore, Bandung, and Chiang Mai. All of them have been mentioned before. Then we also supported this food policy training in 2022, a training series. You can see here, that was back in 2022. We also contributed to the organization of the first Asia-Pacific Regional Forum. Before it was referred that the last edition was in 2024, so we supported together with Milan the first Asia-Pacific Regional Forum. And as a consequence, one of the outcomes, the deliverables of this was these 3 nice reports that can be downloaded. And also, this Bangkok food policy was supported very recently, well, relatively recently, November 2023, with the support of the Embassy of Italy in Thailand and the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration. So those are before that, sorry. This is an overview of the things that we've been doing together with Milan in this very interesting topic. Then, very, very briefly, I would like to share with you what is the current situation with our project, the IRC. The open call, because this is a new edition that started very recently, the open call finished 2 weeks ago, and Milan has been selected as a pilot city for the circular economy cluster, which includes, of course, we've seen this before, food systems. So, moreover, Milan has been proposed to become the Sherpa city for coordination on this topic, including cities from the European Union, Asia, Australasia, and Latin America. So this is, to reflect, that Milan is one of the most important actors in this topic, and that Milan support is crucial for our project. As I mentioned, Milan was present during the kickoff of the project, the picture where we saw Marco Mazzotti. On the food systems area, we know that with the support of IRC, there's been some exchanges with cities like, of course, Osaka, but also Kita-Kyushu city, which is interested in cooperating with Milan. There are other topics of interest, for the city and Milan being explored, like smart cities, digital, circular economy, and also the Milan Innovation District is raising a lot of interest among cities in Japan. But not only in Japan, Osaka, Barcelona, about the legacy of mega events like the Expo. So all in all, I think that we are ready from the European Union to join forces with Milan to continue collaborating and cooperating with you. And well, that's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Cesar, for presenting in brief what we have achieved in the past, but also the very exciting news about our next contribution and cooperation for the new IURC. We are very happy to lead as a Sherpa city the cluster on food system in the region. So thank you very much for anticipating this. Thank you. So let's now move to Ms. Marika Nomura from the JICA. We know that JICA has been conducting incredible work on the promotion of school meals program in the region, also in the framework of the ASEAN post-2015 agenda. We have mentioned about the 2015 agenda earlier. So could you tell us more about the kind of technical assistance that JICA provides to government?
Okay, thank you very much, Filippo. Good morning, everyone. My name is Marika Nomura. I'm a senior advisor on nutrition and health at JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency. So I'm very glad to join you today at this inspiring gathering co-hosted by City of Milan and ASEAN Secretariat. Because the JICA is working on the school meal program and the Shokuiku. I will explain later what the Shokuiku is recently. So let me explain our cooperation and also based on the implementation and policy implementation in the Japanese society. So let me begin with just a quick look at the history. So in Japan, in 1954, the School Lunch Program Act was enacted. It was 80 years ago. So, and also the 2005 Basic Act on Shokuiku was enacted. So right after the World War II, it was, we had poverty, hunger, starvation, and undernutrition. But in around like 1990s, we had a new nutrition problem like overweight, obesity, and NCDs and lifestyle-related diseases. So that the government started to think about the behavior change as the social movement. Then the government enacted the Basic Act on Shokuiku. And this commitment and investment has produced variable results. As shown in this graph, Japan is one of the few OECD countries that have kept childhood overweight from rapid rising. So you can see that Japan is the second lowest overweight prevalence among the OECD countries. This is thanks to the daily balanced school lunches and integrated Shokuiku efforts that promote healthy eating habits from the very young age. This is the point. Then, so how has Japan achieved this success? Let's look at the structural features of our system. So first, the School Lunch Program Act 1954 stipulates or mentions about the aims to promote the physical and mental development of the school children through improved nutrition, healthy eating habits, and the food and nutrition education, which is Shokuiku. And the second point is the education law. In Japan, school lunches are not only for nutrition provision, but part of education, helping children understand how to eat right and encouraging good eating habits. Then this third one is a very important thing. This law clearly mentioned about the municipal responsibility. The municipal governments are the primary implementing bodies of school lunch program in Japan. So mandatory doing implementing the school lunch in elementary and junior high schools, allowing for flexible management tailored to the local conditions. It's all up to the municipal government, the local governments, and also human resource, and also the strict hygiene management is, in Japan, we have the school lunch implementation, the most strict hygiene management in the school lunch program. Then I have to mention about the Wata Shokuiku here today. So that actually, shokuiku is a Japanese word. The shoku is the food in Japanese language, and the iku is the education in the Japanese language. So most of all Japanese citizens knows about what the shokuiku is and the shokuiku word. Have you heard of this before? No, not yet. Okay, shokuiku. It's the same word shoku is. So in the school days, we learn about the shokuiku. Actually, we have basic act on shokuiku as a legislation. And the definition of the shokuiku is the acquisition of holistic knowledge about the food and nutrition, as well as the ability to make healthy dietary choices through various experiences. This is important, various experience, and nurturing people who can practice a healthy diet. So the shokuiku is not about the textbook, but practice-based. But it's not just a theory. So in the school settings, children experience the Japanese healthy diet day by day, every day, with the various menus, municipality to municipalities. And also, students take part in the school anti-duty every day to learn the care for others, not only think about themselves, but think about the others, or communities, families, or societies, or even the planet. They care about the others, and also think about nurture the cooperation and independence in the shokuiku activities. And also the opportunity to learn about the environmental society and also the local industry. I think it's the same as the concept of the Milan has. And I'm gonna skip here. We also have, as the Osaka city mentioned, we also respect the seasonal menus, and also we have the special menu from the international events like World Cup. In this year, the Qatar and Italy was highlighted in the menu. And I'm going to skip here, but every municipality in Japan has the action plan according to the national policy. So this is also a legal framework or structure, institutionalized the approach of our school meal program. And lastly, I'm gonna introduce you what the JICA is doing for the cooperation to the ASEAN countries. This is the country-focused training program. The JICA invites the government officials from the ASEAN countries to show the implementation in ECCE, early childhood education facility in this training course, especially for the Malaysia. We visited the very remote island, Toba Island in the Mie Prefecture in this year, and to show the small kitchen, how to manage the kitchen management with the low resource settings. And to Indonesia as well, we also have the country-focused training, and we invited the government officials related to the new free nutritious meal program to Nagasaki Prefecture, and also that is the Shizuoka Prefecture, to show how they implement the school meal program. So across the ASEAN countries, we are looking at the school meals not just for the nutrition, but as a tool to connect health, education, and agriculture, and community, and also the governance, so that they very much respect the Japanese way, shokuiku. So Japanese experience shows how the locally driven education-oriented system can deliver long-term impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Marika, and also for explaining the concept of shokuiku and for presenting the activities conducted in particular with Indonesia and then Malaysia. I think we can together we can achieve so much more in the future. very happy that both JICA and the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation can be here today in the panel. So it's now the time to move to the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation. And let me, first of all, introduce the agency through a video message of the director, Dr. Rusconi. If you could play the video, please.
Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure to share these remarks on behalf of the Italian Agency for Development Cooperation and to contribute to this important session hosted at the Italian Pavilion of Expo Osaka 2025. This event highlights a topic we strongly believe in, which is the role of cities in driving food system transformation. Urban areas are where many of today's development challenges converge, but also where innovation and effective solutions often emerge. This is why ICE considers working with cities not only relevant, but also strategic. In this context, the Italian Development Cooperation is proud to support the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact through a 3-year partnership with the municipality of Milan. Today's panel focuses on school meals, which is a concrete and powerful entry point for shaping healthier, more inclusive, and more sustainable urban food systems, a topic that we consider both concrete and transformative. In fact, school meals are not only a matter of nutrition. They connect food with education, with social inclusion, with local economies, and the well-being of the future generations. We have supported the project Spreading Experiences and Knowledge on School Meals Programs in ASEAN Cities, funded by the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation in the frame of the ASEAN-Italy Partnership, a project that managed to involve 29 cities across 8 ASEAN countries in capacity building activities. Through the ASEAN-Italy Partnership, we are committed to promoting initiatives capable of delivering long-term impact. Let me take this opportunity to thank the City of Milan, the ASEAN Secretariat, and all the partners and city representatives who contributed to this important work. We look forward to continuing supporting cities as key actors for development. Thank you, and I wish you a fruitful and engaging discussion.
So we have here today Luca Sartorelli from the ICE field office in Hanoi, and very happy that you can be here, as we have been working very closely to support the participation of Vietnamese cities in the pact and also in the project. So I would like to ask you how we can reinforce this and continue this good work and further support ASEAN cities in the framework of the Italy-ASEAN Development Partnership. You can speak from here or from the lectern, as you prefer.
Try to speak from here. Well, first of all, allow me 10 seconds to congratulate the management of the Expo Osaka for this wonderful event, and also the municipality of Osaka. We have been experiencing the organization of an expo 10 years ago in Milan, and we know how challenging can be organizing such a massive event. So coming to your question, so maybe first of all, I would like to confirm the commitment of AICS to the region. As you mentioned before, after the signature of the agreement between the ASEAN Secretariat and the Italian government, AICS decided through their regional hub in Hanoi, where I currently work, to open an antenna in Jakarta with the specific task of strengthening the collaboration between Italy and the ASEAN Secretariat specifically towards sustainability and other development principles. Secondly, so also thanks to the opening of this antenna back in 2024, we already activated two initiatives. One regards sustainable fishery in the ASEAN member countries, and the second one regards sustainable agriculture, particularly the value chain of cassava, sugar cane, and maize. And you see, as it was mentioned before by several of your guests, including the Deputy Commissioner, school meals are not only about giving food to children and students. School meals are part of a constellation of activities which include sustainable agriculture, and we definitely work on sustainable agriculture, and also the sustainable usage of natural resources. I think, for instance, about water. So how water is sustainably used in agriculture to produce food. And this is where maybe we can find a way to strengthen our collaboration. So how to make sustainable agriculture contributing to school meals. Hope I can answer to your question.
Yes, sure. And this is a very important part because the local supply chain and the sustainable agriculture is a very important component to many cities, and in particular to, from what we have heard from the project, in particular from Indonesian cities that are very committed to connect the newly established kitchen units to the local supply chain. So this is indeed a matter because with public procurement, cities have a tremendous lever also to shift the way in which food is produced. So let's use it. Let's use it. Let me, thank you very much, Luca. So let me now move to the ASEAN Development Bank. So let me share with the audience that the City of Milan has recently signed with the ADB a memorandum of understanding with the objective of collaborating on sustainable development of cities, and food also is a key component of this MOU. So I'm very, very happy to have ADB present today, and this is a first step of this newly established partnership, but I'm confident there will be more in the near future. So I would like to ask to Mr. Ueda and Mrs. Masaki, what is key from what is key from in my opinion is develop from one side capacity building activities for officers, but also from the other side is key to provide financial support to implement the policies and also to develop infrastructure such as the kitchen units or the logistic facilities of cities. So could you tell us more about the initiatives of the ADB that is developing in the field?
Thank you very much. This is Takeshi Ueda. Nice to meet you. I'm Japanese, but let me just start with Asian Development Bank. In Japanese, it's called Asia Kaihatsu Ginko. Probably some of you may know, and that's a regional development bank, and we support developing member countries in Asia and the Pacific, and we have membership of 69 countries, and 50 countries are within Asia. So we work a lot with developing member countries, including ASEAN countries. So that's we started back in 1966, and headquartered in Manila. And Manila and Tokyo were competing each other to invite Asian Development Bank because Manila was so advanced compared to Tokyo. But eventually, now look at the difference in development. I mean, Tokyo is so high, and Manila somehow, lagged behind. I think one of the reasons is possibly school meals. I mean, Japan really focused on school meals to develop human capital, and that really fueled the long-term growth of the country. So I think that's a great part of, Japanese policy. And I just want to introduce Asian Development Bank had an annual meeting in May, in actually Milan. So there we made an announcement for 40 billion financing for food systems transformation from 2022 to 2030. And this commitment includes our mainstreaming of nutrition into our operation. And school meal is actually a great platform. As an example, we are start assisting government of Indonesia, which is promoting a universal free school meal program. And City of Milan, as well as JICA, and many partners are there to support this, grand plan, which new Indonesian administration is proposing, implementing. So we are here together and looking forward to working with City of Milan and government of Italy and also EU and JICA on this great platform of school meal program.
Thank you.
I just passed to Emiko.
Thank you, Takeshi. My name is Emi Masaki. I'm a principal health specialist from the Department of Human and Social Development. And Takeshi is actually the director of the Agriculture and Food and Natural and Rural Development Departments. ADB works in multi-sector, and as he has articulated, our engagement in nutrition is really come from how our ongoing investment in various sectors could directly contribute to nutrition. And here in my departments, I work on education, health, and social protections. And we hear it a number of times, school meals has so much different impact. And many development member countries that we work in Asia and Pacific, many kids are not able to stay in school because of the various reasons, often the financial reasons. And having that school meals available, many families incentivize their kids to come to school. Otherwise, those children maybe opted for other income-generating activity for the families. And also, we heard a lot already, the role of school meals has an education component to let the children to learn about, which would continue to have a long-term impact in terms of their choices of food and their behavior, and to have healthy and well-being of the individual. And also, we see the impact of a school meal program is again, many countries are providing school meal program, which also alleviating the direct impact at the financial burden at the family level. And COVID has really highlighted many families face the challenges of keeping their the day's requirements, and then often having kids to have alternative chores and other income-related activity might be an option. But having the school available, keeping the kids in school, and well-nourished children has a better learning outcome. This has been also demonstrated in many studies. So addressing this, the malnourishment, the malnourished is very critical for the human capital development, which is the foundations for many countries to develop for the future generations. So I like to add on from the perspective of our engagement on human and social development. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me just ask you one final question to the ADB. So, in light of this MOU that we have signed with the City of Milan, and also in light of the very important announcement of the 40 billion that the president of the ADB announced in Milan, and also we were present in that moment. In your opinion, which financial tools do you think can be employed to further support Milan Pact cities in the improvement of the school meals programs?
Thank you very much. Asian Development Bank provides different financing modalities, some of them to support policy reforms, and others more like project investments. And also, we also support existing government programs using, financing support to improve the existing programs. So those programs are there, but we are very interested in, for instance, policy reforms. You are proposing this urban policy, urban food policies, which is very actually new to me. We do assist food policies for different countries, but this urban aspect into it, that's pretty new, and I believe it's very significant. So we can definitely, and school meals. So these things, we can bring in knowledge, not only financing, but also partnership, connecting dots of different development partners. These things we can probably do together. And the other point is the Milan Pact aligns very well with our goal to bridge rural and urban linkages. This rural-urban kind of divide has been significant challenges for ASEAN countries. So we can definitely bridge this farm to market and consumers and this entire food value chains, which, City of Milan beautifully displayed, and also City of Osaka as well. So we can definitely work on and circular economy and food loss, food waste reduction, and GHG emission reduction. These things are not in the agenda of ASEAN countries, so we can definitely bring those topics with our, financing and a partnership. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So we are looking forward then to keep working with you all, because all of you added a very important, let's say, ingredient in the recipes, and we are happy to keep working with you for the future, and by supporting cities in the region. I would like now to ask if there's any question from the public. This is the end of our session, so if there's any questions to the audience, also to the previous speakers or to the Vice Mayor of Milan? Okay, so as far as there's no questions, let me close this session by playing a final video which tells about how we welcome and how we supported the ASEAN delegation to Milan in the process of developing the feasibility studies for those cities, which is a stepping stone to something more that hopefully we can achieve together thanks to our future collaborations. Thank you very much to all of you.
In March and April 2025, delegations from 6 ASEAN cities visited Milan as part of the project, spreading experiences and knowledge on school meals programs in ASEAN cities. Promoted by the Milan Urban Food Policy Pact and ASEAN, funded by the Italian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, within the Cities Feeding the Future initiative of the School Meals Coalition. The exchanges supported ASEAN city officials and national governments in designing school meals programs. Delegations included representatives from Chiang Mai and Bangkok in Thailand, Hoi An in Vietnam, and Denpasar Bandung, and Semarang in Indonesia, alongside a ministerial delegation from the Indonesian government. These cities were selected to join the exchange in Milan, based on project proposals they developed during the Summer School on School Meals, held in Bandung in July 2024. The study visits were designed to provide a high-level technical immersion into Milan's school meal system. The program included field visits to school kitchens, central kitchens, canteens, and local urban farm suppliers. Technical support from the Milan Food Policy Department team and Milano Ristorazione focused on developing feasibility studies for kitchen units, improving food safety, and promoting food education in schools. By learning from Milan's experience, these 6 Milan Pact cities are strengthening their food systems to meet ASEAN's priorities, fighting malnutrition, ensuring every school-age child has access to safe, healthy, and nutritious meals, and paving the way for a healthier, stronger, and more prosperous ASEAN community.
Thank you very much for attending this session. Thank you.